deep thoughts, shallow host. Yeah, come on, let's do this thing.
All right, settle down, you knuckleheads. Uncle Bob is in the house. Now, I've been doing some research, and I think I finally cracked it. You know, why your brain's first move when everything goes sideways is to start humming the theme song from some cartoon you saw when you were 8? Yeah, we're getting into it.
Okay, so first things first, we gotta talk about what happens when the universe just decides to throw you in a blender. You know, when you're smack in the middle of total uncut chaos. I want you to picture this. You wake up, right? And you're in some greasy, dark garage that smells like old tires and maybe a little bit of regret. You can't find the light switch, there's junk everywhere. That, my friends, is chaos. So let's say our guy, we'll call him Frank, just a regular Joe, not a hero, gets thrown into this mess. His day is about to get real weird. So my research, this book written by some absolute head case, it says this: a child in the dark comforts himself by singing. Yeah, okay, professor, thanks for that. You know what that actually means? It means the kid's humming the jingle from a cereal commercial so he doesn't pee his pajamas. And that's Frank in the garage. He's terrified. So what's he do? He starts humming. And here's the first big idea from these brainiacs. That little tune Frank's humming, it's not magic, all right? It's not going to turn the lights on or clean up the garage. No, it's just this tiny little bubble of not freaking out in a giant swirling toilet bowl of crazy. It's the only thing keeping him from curling up into a little ball and just giving up. Okay, so Frank's humming. He hasn't started crying yet, which is a plus. What's next? Well, he gets proactive. He decides he's going to build himself a little fort to keep all the nonsense out. And this is step 2. Frank finds a corner in this disaster zone and he barricades himself in with a broken down lawnmower and some old paint cans. See? He's made a safe sound. He's drawn a line in the motor oil and said the crazy stays out there. This is us, organizing our space. And here's where it gets good, because you realize we're just a bunch of fancy animals. We think our house with its deadbolts and the TV blasting is so sophisticated. Get out of here. It's the exact same thing a bird does. You think that little robin in your yard is singing because he's happy? No way. He's screaming at the top of his little bird lungs, "This is my worm pit, Gary. You back off or I swear I will poop on your car again." It's all about marking your territory. And of course, some artsy-fartsy type had to go and paint a picture about it. This Paul Klee guy. What a silly goose. I mean, look at this thing. It looks like a bunch of coat hangers got into a knife fight on a telephone wire. But I guess he's trying to show us the whole bird screaming machine that helps us build our little sound forts. Or maybe he just ate some bad cheese before bed. Who knows? Let's keep it moving. So Frank's in his little corner. He's safe. He's humming. But after a while, you get bored of safe, don't you? You get antsy. You gotta break out. You gotta, do something stupid. Which brings us to the third and final piece of the puzzle. Frank gets sick of staring at rusty tools. He finds a busted-up moped behind a pile of old tires. And that little tune he's been humming, that dumb little song, it gives him an idea. It becomes the soundtrack for his great escape. He revs that tiny engine and uses his little jingle as launch music to blast right through his own lawnmower barricade. So there you have it. It's that simple. 1. You hum a little tune so you don't lose your mind. 2. You build a fort to keep the crazy out. And 3. You get bored and ride a moped through the wall of your fort just to see what happens. It's the circle of life, I guess. A really, really weird circle of life. You know, this whole territory thing, this is ringing a bell. This reminds me of my neighbor Henderson. Oh yeah, I gotta tell you this story. So me and Henderson, we had this cold war over parking spot number 7. It got ugly. I'm talking, I put out a couple of those pink flamingos. He comes back with a garden gnome staring at my house. So I escalated. I got a 12-foot inflatable gorilla, right? We were basically just 2 angry birds fighting over a worm, but with way more cheap plastic. That's territory, people. That's what it's all about. Anyway, Henderson's a jerk. Let's get back to Frank and his moped. Because this is where the eggheads who write these books, this is where they try to really blow your mind. So where were we? Right, Frank. He's just busted through his lawnmower fort, he's on a rusty moped, and he's humming his little song. So where's he going? What's the point of all this madness? Oh, it goes cosmic, baby. Frank and his moped, they don't just crash into the other side of the garage. No. They blast right out of the building into outer space. He's riding this stupid little scooter through the stars, right past galaxies and nebulas. And that little tune he was humming, it's not so little anymore. It's getting louder. It's echoing through the whole universe like some epic movie soundtrack. Which brings us to the grand finale. the big, ridiculous punchline that these guys probably spent like 300 pages building up to. So brace yourselves for this one.
The cosmos as an immense deterritorialized refrain. Yeah, I have barely any idea what that means either. But I think what these silly geese are trying to say is that your little nervous hum, your dumb little song that keeps you from freaking out in the dark, it's bigger than you think. It actually connects you to everything. Now get out of here. I got stuff to do.